You may not realize it yet, but inside you lives something only 1% of people on this planet carry: a rare fire, a restless mind, and a vision that refuses to stay small. If you've ever felt different from everyone around you, this video will prove why and what it means for your future. Most people live their entire lives following rules, staying safe, and trading time for money. But a few, a very few, feel a force inside that won't let them settle. That force, when understood, becomes wealth, freedom, and a legacy that lasts. Tonight, I'll show you the 4 hidden signs that prove you're not ordinary, that prove you're already walking the path of the 1%. And if you stay until the end, I'll reveal the key that ties them all together, the one habit that every self-made millionaire shares, but almost nobody talks about. I'm Belia, this is Heart's Time, where we learn to love smarter, grow stronger, and live happier. If you're ready to build a life filled with purpose and real abundance, tap like right now and subscribe so you never miss a daily dose of growth. Stay with me until the very end because I've saved a special bonus insight that could change the way you see your future forever. The first sign is you refuse the idea of having a boss for life. You feel a small revolt in your chest when someone says, "That's just how it is. You work for someone else." It's not arrogance, it's intolerance for surrender. Inside your head, there's a running sentence: not me, not forever. You replay scenarios: a cubicle, a clock, an annual review where someone else decides your worth. The image makes you physically uncomfortable: a tightened jaw, a quick, shallow breath. That internal unrest is a superpower when you use it right. It means you won't accept the slow drain of someone else's priorities. You may have already tested it. A job seems comfortable for a while, but you notice how your mornings go gray, how your ideas die in inboxes. You don't sleep as well. You start sketching plans on napkins, on phones, in the margins of notebooks. That urge to be your own boss of life is the spark that turns toward entrepreneurship. Look at people who turned that same revolt into something enormous. Richard Branson didn't fit the normal path. He started a magazine at 16 and kept building whole businesses around what he loved. Not because he wanted a job title, but because he could not imagine being small-boxed by someone else. That refusal to accept the usual opened doors to global business. In your mind, this looks like restless plodding. You plan escapes that are not dramatic, quiet, steady, practical. A side project, a weekend experiment, a skill you master in the evenings. The idea of being told how, when, and why to use your time makes you restless, and that restlessness, carefully channeled, attracts opportunity. Now let's move to the second sign, which is even more powerful. You have a clear, horizon-wide vision. You don't just want more money. You see something bigger, a business, a product, a future that is bigger than you are today. This vision may begin as a small idea, but it reaches farther than comfort. You imagine systems, teams, impact, a small thing that scales into a large thing that lasts. Inside your head, vision reads like a map. It isn't random daydreaming, it's a mental blueprint. You know the endpoints, where you want your life to be in 5, 10, 20 years. You sketch the milestones, one product, then a second, first clients, then waves of customers, a business that keeps growing even when you sleep. Even if you start with a tiny studio, your brain already draws the cathedral, the brand, the legacy, the people you'll change. That mental habit, thinking beyond the immediate, is what separates those who drift from those who build. Jeff Bezos left a comfortable Wall Street job because he saw an enormous horizon, a global marketplace, not just a bookstore. He didn't go for the small raise, he went for the long answer. That horizon thinking made Amazon what it is. When you have this sign, your days are organized by milestones, not tasks. You measure progress by whether an action will stretch toward the vision. You practice saying no to good things that would distract you from the great thing. You sacrifice some immediate pleasure because the future you see is richer and truer. Now, the third one might surprise you. Your mind treats failure as tuition, not punishment. When you fall, your first thought is not, "I'm broken," but "what lesson is here?" Inside you, the default reaction is analysis, not shame. You replay what happened, not to punish yourself, but to harvest data. That means every failure deposits knowledge in you, and knowledge compounds. This is not a cold calculation. It's fierce tenderness for growth. After a setback, you may sit quietly and take notes, mentally or literally. Maybe your first product failed because shipping timing was off. You record it, you adapt. Most people repeat mistakes. You don't. Look at Sarah Blakely. She failed at auditions, at the LSATs, she sold fax machines, but each disappointment taught her something practical, and she turned curiosity and stubbornness into Spanx, starting with $5,000 and 0 investors. She treated the rejections as lessons and turned them into fuel. Inside your head, failure creates a new sentence. Okay, next time, smarter. That internal voice is mercilessly practical and gently optimistic. It keeps you experimenting. It keeps you building. And finally, the last one ties everything together. You give value first, not as a tactic, but as default. You are the kind of person who quietly solves other people's problems, even when there's no immediate return. You make things that help. You learn to fix what breaks. You become dependable. That habit creates a gravitational field. People trust you, opportunities find you, and money follows the impact you create. This generosity is not naive, it's strategic generosity. You do things that matter because you want to make life better for others, and because you know sustainable wealth is a byproduct of real value. Think of entrepreneurs who built empires by solving a particular pain and scaling it. Warren Buffett, for example, started buying small businesses and kept investing in value, a long, consistent pattern of offering value that compounded into enormous wealth. In your mind, you picture who benefits. You picture real people who use what you create. That clarity keeps your work grounded and your ambition honest. What your thoughts actually feel like, a guided tour inside your head. Now, the bonus sign. You love to learn. You are insatiably curious. Books, podcasts, conversations. You collect ideas like rare coins. You'd rather spend a night studying a new skill than watching endless shows. This isn't about random trivia, it's strategic hunger. Elon Musk read rocket science textbooks long before hiring engineers. Warren Buffett still spends 5 to 6 hours a day reading. In your mind, learning feels like breathing. You can't turn it off. When you master one subject, you immediately hunt for the next. That constant expansion keeps you ahead when the world changes. If these patterns describe you, stop thinking of them as quirks. They are genetic to the 1% mindset. Ask yourself tonight in a quiet place these 4 simple questions. Do you feel a deep refusal to be someone's permanent employee? Do you have a clear, horizon-wide vision? Do you treat failure as tuition? Do you give value before expecting pay? If you answered yes to more than 2, you are on the path. You are already different. The rest is method, practice, and patience. If this resonated, write one sentence in the comments. I will build for blank years. Fill the blank with your horizon. I'll read a few and pin a few to encourage others. Your commitment could change someone's next move. You were not born to fit a small box. You were given a restless heart and a curious mind so you could build something that matters. I'm Belia. I love you. Remember, make your world joyful.